You are watching a special presentation from Tinkle Group Gaming. Hello guys, and welcome here to the Hitachi Truck Series. This is race number 2 here today from the Richmond Raceway. Today we present to you the WorldWide Express 250. I'm Brian here in the booth with you. Back to a little bit of normalcy after a fun week at Daytona. Of course, the guy who is starting on the pole is the guy who won on Saturday night at Daytona. That is Scott Upton in the number 1. And to his outside will be that number 19 of Addie Davidson. It was a fun week, as mentioned, in Daytona, but a little bit of normalcy. Of course, our pre-race show's kind of back to normal as well. Yeah, just trying to keep it simple, guys. But you know, we're here, we're ready to have some fun here under the lights for our second night race of the season as we get going. Let's roll the intro. When we come back, the green flag from Richmond in just a moment.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Here we go, the cars on the back straight getting ready to go racing here at Richmond for the second race of the Hitachi Truck Series season. Pace truck is off. Scott Upton, Addie Davidson, they'll lead us to the restart zone. We are racing at Richmond. Michael Hoke's making that outside lane work. Really, both Nice Motorsports trucks are making it work right now. See 3 wide back there, William Black trying to make some moves. Now we'll see if the deep outside works. Colin Cropley is way up there. He's not going to make it work. Scott Upton is the leader at the moment. Of course, your Daytona winner. He's trying to solidify a second win this season. But Addie Davidson wants something to say about it early. The McAnally-Hillman Racing truck for Addie Davidson, then Tricon Garage for Scott Upton. And Scott Upton really led a Toyota sweep at Daytona. Of course, won the Daytona 250, and then the next day the race was won by Cameron Arkman in the number 54 for Joe Gibbs Racing. So strong start for Toyota, something we haven't been used to here in the Jello Cup Series. They've always really been kind of that just third manufacturer, not really there. You know, like, they've been there, but they haven't been, like, relevant, really. And then this year, you know, they're getting off to a hot start. We'll see if that translates to anything. That 19 is right there. Scott Upton really trying to hang on for dear life. And him, you know, holding off that 19, it's bringing the two Nice Motorsports trucks into this. Colin Cropley and Michael Hoax. He's got to be saying, come on, man. You know, give me some space. Let me get around you, of course. Scott Upton is a former Jello Cup Series champion, much like Zach Fitzwater is, and he's a little bit further back in the field. Two former champs racing here in the Truck Series. Battle between the Nice trucks back here for third. That's Colin Cropley and Michael Hoax. Both of them carrying the title sponsor for the race, WorldWide Express. And they'll both kind of just settle in. And Scott Upton not getting far. And you see up front, it's starting to get a little bit difficult to pass. And Addie Davidson's trying everything, you know, she's trying to get clean air to that front end, you know, peaking out high. Now she's going in behind the one you see again. She'll kind of move up that second lane. I don't know if she thinks maybe there's something up there. Of course, we just saw the outside lane working in the NASCAR Cup race last weekend. You saw some guys making some moves on that outside lane. I think Ricky Stenhouse ran a really fast lap running that higher lane. Now Addie Davidson looking low. You gotta wonder maybe if she's feeling the pressure. I mean, we're already 13 laps in. Again, these races dramatically short. These guys, though, not giving up. And maybe that's what she's thinking here, watching in the rearview mirror, you know. Colin Cropley, Michael Hoax, and now Cropley will clear and keep third. So maybe she's waiting on pit stops. That could also be a possibility. Excuse me, guys. Okay, 15 laps in. Let's talk about the upcoming races here in the Hitachi Truck Series. Of course, up next we're going to Atlanta, another kind of, you know, draft-reliant track there in the 1.5 miles. You know, I like to call it Trash-Lanta. That's basically what it is. We'll be going there next Saturday for an afternoon event. Then we'll be going to Circuit of the Americas with the Jello Cup Series as well. Our first road course race of the season. We will then take a race or two off, and then we'll be back at Auto Club before going to the New York State Fairgrounds for our first dirt race of the season. Those are all the upcoming races here in the Hitachi Truck Series. Some excitement coming your way. Man, we got a road course, we got a draft-reliant track, 1.5 miles technically, and then of course the so the road course, the draft-reliant 1.5 miles, the 2-mile oval, and then of course the dirt track, man. But you see these four really kind of spread out now as we're through 19 of the 50 scheduled laps here at Richmond. For Scott Upton, again, we mentioned the winner at Daytona. He did it in overtime. We didn't have any incidents until the final 3 laps. When we got a late caution, these guys got racked back up. We went to overtime, and Scott Upton prevailed in overtime, making a late charge. He really wasn't, you know, I mean, he was in the picture, but he wasn't very high up in the picture, and somehow came away with the win in a race that looked like it was going to go Colin Cropley's way. Now you see the one starting to pull away here. You're starting to see that tire fall off too. I mean, it's only 0.3, but it's noticeable. Make that half a second that time by. Maybe now Addy Davidson's just like, I'll wait for pit stop, see if I can overtake him there. But Addy Davidson might have her own challenge. She's got Colin Cropley closing relatively quick in that 42. And I'm telling you, as we close to the halfway point, I mean, that 42, Colin Cropley, he's going to be one to watch here as we keep going through this race. I mean, he's already challenging the 19. If he can just get a good cycle on pit road, I think he'll be right up there with Scott Upton challenging. I mean, don't rule out Addy Davidson either, but I feel like it'll be one of these 3 as we sit here and watch. Again, I'm doing this live. I'm doing live commentary. I don't know who's going to come out with this. Halfway through, and Scott Upton with one more lap led. He's going to get another playoff point. Someone should tell him there are playoff points for other drivers too. And yeah, he's going to lead another lap. Now again, we're back to normal points, so it's only 1 playoff point he earns now for that. But if he wins, he'll get another 5. Which would put him at 16, I believe, to start the season. And hey, for 2 wins, that's not half bad. If he can get it done, obviously. And again, you know, we're here today. We got the Gel Cup Series tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube. And then, of course, we're off Easter Sunday. But we'll be back next weekend in Atlanta, Trash Atlanta Super Speedway. That should be a very fun race to watch, as it's really a surprise element. These trucks have not seen Trash Atlanta yet. I mean, the Gel Cup Series has, but these guys have not. Oh, here comes Addy Davidson. She might have her best run going right now with 20 to go. Here we go. Colin Cropley looking to take advantage and take second. And that's what Scott Upton wants to see, is these 2 battling. Eddie Davidson will keep the position for now. Don't discount Colin Cropley. He stayed very patient battling his teammate Michael Hoax for that second spot. And I don't doubt he's going to stay patient here. He knows he's got a faster truck than that 19. I think he's just waiting on the right moment right here. He's just waiting for the right moment, or he's waiting for that cycle of stops even. They're getting a little bit more spaced out, but you see they kind of left Michael Hoax in the dust there. So I imagine Michael Hoax not liking the adjustments on his truck. And he's just trying to limp it through this stint and hope to make it to the next pit stop and try to gain some ground. I think Scott Upton's coming in this time. That means we got a battle for the lead here. Colin Cropley, Eddie Davidson. Here we go. They're side by side. Eddie led that lap, but man, Cropley is not giving up on that inside. And the battle will be done while they pit. Luna Farmer, is she going to stay out? No. The 13, though, will stay out. Ranvit Kaur. And I think he pitted well before. There's the one, Scott Upton. We'll see where he cycles out. There you see him, and there goes the one. He'll cycle back out to the lead here. Maybe. No, he's second right now. His teammate, Nikolai Sykes, was the leader last time around, so his teammate now in the pits making his pit stop. And this time by, Scott Upton will assume the race lead. Now Scott Upton is the leader. See, he's catching the back of the pack. He's got quite a gap now. He's also got the 13 between him. And really a few trucks between him and Eddie Davidson now. They've got Mitchell Collins a lap down. They've also got the 13 Ranvit Kaur a lap down. Eddie Davidson's going to have to hope for a caution. We've got 8 to go here. see Upton trying to catch Bradley Ream. Of course, Ream, one of the dodges in the field. And he might be just struggling with setup right now. And Dodge trying to get their feet wet, much like Toyota and Subaru did in the Jello Cup, or I'm sorry, Subaru and Honda did in the Jello Cup Series last season. Closing. He's got a gap right now that's pretty massive to second place, and he's really put on a clinic today, even after last week's win. And keep in mind, in series history, and I'll explain in a second, but no one has gone back-to-back to open the season as we hit the out of turn 4 to go here at Richmond. Tune in to Out of Turn 4 every Tuesday at 5 on Tinkle Sports and Entertainment YouTube and Facebook Watch. Sorry, gotta make a plug where I can in terms of advertising for Tinkle Sports and Entertainment. Yeah, no one has opened the season winning the first 2 races of the season. Not in any of these series. And we could be witnessing history here today. Two to go. And all he's got to do is take the white flag. And this one's in the bag. Unless something dramatic happens. You can tell he's not really pacing himself. He's just kind of, you know, laying back. He doesn't need to push it. White flag, 1 lap of racing to go, presented by Mitchell's Memes. Scott Upton, he's going to go back-to-back to open the season. He wins at Richmond. Can anybody compete with the one truck to start the season? That's what I want to know. Because he has entered this season like he's in a league of his own. Of course, we'll have to see if he continues at Atlanta. But congratulations, Scott Upton, winner today here in the WorldWide Express 250. We want to thank you for watching. We're going to show you your results in your standings, and we'll be back next Saturday at Atlanta. Until then, excuse me, goodbye, everyone.